Hey everybody, Roxabox90 here, back with our final conspiracy spoiler video. Wizards finally put up all the cards from the set, and we can take a look at them. So I'm not going to do a full set review because a lot of these cards we've already spoiled and talked about before, and the set itself is rather small in terms of new stuff, and there's a lot of reprints and such, so I'm not really going to do a full color by color set review like I've done for other sets. That being said, I think it'd be cool to take a look and see what else is in the set and get a feel for the value of the set, if it's worth buying packs to open packs, buying single cards, will prices change, that kind of general outlook. So we've spoken about a bunch of these cards. Apex Hawk's pretty cool with the multi-kicker, so it scales over game. Let's look for some new stuff. Some of these cards are just reprints, and that's, whatever it is. So Custody Soulbind, I don't remember seeing this card. It ends battlefield with X11 counteracts a number of other creatures on the battlefield. So that's cool if you're running a token thing, which they seem to be trying to push, even though they don't really have a lot of it. And you can move one counter to make a token. So it can scale itself, and if you have multiples, which is possible, then it can also be absolutely ridiculous, but you need tokens, and I don't love tokens unless it's a dedicated theme, and this is a very minor theme as things go. Custody Squire, kind of building off the binders, is a common, gives voting for artifact creature enchantment, and you get cards back to your hand, which is okay. It's 3/3 flying. This random guardian thing, it gives defender. They seem to be putting a lot of defender and tokens into a lot of the common uncommon areas, and I don't really love that for limited. I really don't. Some of these plane cycling cards are pretty neat. Let's look for some cool stuff. So Red Dawnbreaker, we already mentioned, is going to have the invasion art, which is cool. That's really great. Fox is solid. Sword Splash, I'm really happy to see that it's this art because I want one of these foil, and the FTV one seems to be expensive. And FTV tends to have problems going in KMC sleeve, so I'd rather get one that's a normal foil, so to speak. Wakestone Gargoyle is a rare in Dissension. Here it's an uncommon, and it's going to have Defender again. Defenders, I don't like that. We've talked about most of these, so let's see if we can find something we haven't talked about that aren't direct reprints. Okay. So this one, Marquesa's Emissary, is a new one. It's a 2/2 hexproof with Dethrone, which is pretty ridiculous because it gets 1/1 counters. So a 2/2 hexproof for 4 is not that great, but realizing that it has Dethrone lets it scale up pretty quick. It's going to get out of hand very easily. I think it's really solid. It's much better, I think, than Marquesa's Infiltrator, which is 3 mana for a 1/1 that, yeah, allows you to draw cards, but for a Dethrone mechanism, it's much more easily gotten rid of. And this is a common also, which I think is interesting. Okay, so Stasis Cell is really, really good. Stifle, yeah, that's a nice reprint. Thank you for Legacy players. The art is pretty solid, even though I personally love the original art so much. I don't know if this can make do, but it's a very, very good card. It was very expensive for the only reason being that it's rare, and it was only used in Legacy for the most part, maybe a little Vintage at Legacy, but I'm happy to see a reprint. I really am, because I would personally want one for Cube probably, and it's cool that it's being printed out rare. It's not going to be that hard to get. Other rare cards are being transferred to Mythic for limited purposes. This card obviously doesn't need to be. Traveler's Cloak I think will be very good because it gives you a cantrip and it gives a creature unblockable. I think that's pretty cool. And actually, it is a reprint of a card. So we got some removal here in black. We got a Will of the Council that allows you to give 2/2, or you lose 2 cards. So no matter what, they're going to lose from this card. Of course, giving your opponents a choice is not always nice, but like Tyrant's Choice, Bite of the Black Rose is pretty solid. Ill-Gotten Gains, I believe, is a reprint. I don't know if it was originally a rare. It's an interesting card that forces discard and return up to 3 cards, which is, again, doesn't really give them much of a choice. It's good at rare. Then we have Phage the Untouchable as being moved to Mythic, and they don't have a lot of reanimation, which makes it weird because that's kind of the weirdness. I mean, if you didn't cast it from your hand, you lose the game, so obviously reanimating is the problem. But she's going to be a presumable bomb. Of course, if she manages somehow to hit, you give her unblockable some way, she makes you win. It's kind of funky to see something that costs 4 black like that in this kind of thing. Reckless Spy, I don't know if it's a new card or not, but it's absolutely ridiculous. It's 3 mana to destroy 2 non-black creatures, and you lose 5 life. It feels like Ashes to Ashes, which was a sorcery speed removal for EDH back in the day, very worth nothing, that would exile 2 non-artifact, non-black creatures, and you lose 5 life for the same cost. So it's really cool that this is a slight upgrade, and I'll probably switch the ones out of my decks for this because it's instant speed for the same costs, which is really cool. Siphon Soul's coming back. Okay, we got a lot of removal on Hallowed Pack. I don't like though, and that's pretty much all for black. For red, we got more walls. I don't like those, and we mostly got. I don't know if we got Sulfuric Vortex. It's weird that they are printing it, but I guess in a multiplayer set, it's a fun card to have because it really messes up the multiplayer political things. It makes it's a very aggressive card that a lot of people will hate you for running. That being said, it's still pretty cool, I think, to have something like that. Then we got here green, not much new. Hydra Omnivore, which is from EDH Commander, the 2011 decks, I think. It's a mythic because it's ridiculous. If you see this card in a draft of this, you pick it up immediately. It's too good. It's just too good. And it seems like there's a lot of good, huge creatures. We have Plockaworm, and we have that, and we have Terrastodon. We have all these huge creatures. So green aggro or something, green something aggro will be very good. And Wolfbriar Elemental also scales up to be ridiculous. New stuff here, we have in multicolor with Edric, which is really nice because you can get a normal foil now, not have to get that weird Commander Arsenal one, so that's cool. Then we got, we got Mirari's Wake being printed at Mythic. Realize this card was originally a rare, now it's Mythic. That's kind of frustrating because, for limited purposes, it's ridiculous. That's really why they're doing it. But it's annoying because the card wasn't necessarily worth so much money. Besides, this artwork was, but it wasn't worth so much money. But this is going to make the foil art of this very expensive, like the expensive promo. So even though they're reprinting it, because it's mythic, it's going to be annoying. Same can be said for Pernicious Steed, which definitely needed a reprint. Very happy we're getting a reprint with the old border still and not moving to the new thing. I will definitely be getting one of these either from the draft, the conspiracy that I do, or just in general trying to get one for cheaper because it's being reprinted. Very happy this card is here. Of course, it's an amazing Wrath. Weirdly that it's mythic, not many Wraths are printed at mythic. It's very, very rare unless it's for epic reasons such as All is Dust. But this card, it's strange to put at mythic probably for limited testing purposes. Spirit Monger's coming back with brand new art. This is gorgeous. I really would like one for my cube if I can replace the old art. Even though the old art's cool and iconic, I like this one a lot. Anything else that's really good here? We got Altar of Dementia. That's awesome. That's coming back. Basically the price was for no reason. It was there. This card being reprinted is really, really nice, and it will allow EDH players who want it to get it for a lot cheaper. And not much else here is new. Vidalcan Ori will be a lot of fun. It's cool that it's a reprint. EDH players, the foils will be nice to pick up. And Reflecting Pool, they're having the newer art, which I like better. And that's pretty much it. So my overall thoughts of the set would be that this would be something that you really should pick up if you want to draft, preferably multiplayer. I think this is a drafting experience. Not going to be something that I think will be as fun if it's based in 1v1 in a pod, if you have your 4 people facing off against 4 other people. That will, in 1v1 style, I don't think will play nearly as fun or as interesting as when you have pods of 4 people, 4-player multiplayer. I think that will be the main thing. So if you're used to that kind of to the 1v1 style limited format, I don't know if this set is going to be nearly as fun. I'm going to go for multiplayer for broke. Also, I would say that in terms of value, this set has a lot of great cards, and the foils are going to be serious cards to get, so keep an eye out for them, because a lot of them have new art. And realize this is the last set before they change to the new border, which means that if you're hoping to get any of these cards before the new border comes around, this is probably where you're going to see a printing of them, the last printing of them with the old border. So that's quite important to think about as well. So I'll be picking up some stuff. I might even film some games depending on what's going on in my life, but I would definitely recommend trying out Conspiracy. It seems like a lot of fun, like a very fun format, and it will definitely be impacting my cube, maybe other cubes as well, EDH decks. It's just overall very, very well put together set. I'm quite impressed. So let me know your thoughts about the overall set down below in the comment section of the video. If you enjoyed the video, tap the like button. As always, Roxbox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.